With you the proper way to format a research paper using Google Docs. I do hear reports that students are having problems with formatting, and when I collected my research papers this year, I noticed that some students, when they printed them, the print did not look correct. Even though it was correct on their screen, when they went to print it, it was different. Or even though it was correct on their screen, when I opened it on my computer, it was different. And the students' battle cry is always the same. "It looks right on my screen, Mrs. Tapp." And they're not wrong. It's just that they haven't formatted it correctly. So I want to show you how to do it the right way so that these issues go away. And we do have to explicitly teach this to the students. They have their own strange ways of doing things sometimes, and if we don't teach them the right way, they'll just keep doing it that weird way. Okay, the first thing to note is that you need to not be zoomed in on the page more than 100% or less than 100%. As you can see in the menu bar here, there is the option to zoom. And if they are on anything other than 100%, or if the end user who was looking at their paper is on anything other than 100%, the formatting might be affected. The solution for this, of course, is just to change it back to 100. You can do that using this drop down, or you can hit Command plus to zoom in, or Command minus to zoom back out. On a Windows machine, it would be Control plus or Control minus. Also on Chromebooks, it would be Control. Next thing is the hanging indent. And I want to show you what I think is the strange way that the students are doing this. They're trying to apply the hanging indent to each individual works cited entry. So they have their works cited and they have everything typed up, and then they place their cursor wherever they want the hanging indent, and they hit Tab, and it does something strange, and they go, well, that's not right. So they undo that, and then they try again, and this time they hit Enter. So they hit Enter, and then they hit Tab, and they go, hey, that worked. So it worked, so why not do it again? They move their cursor down, they hit Enter, and then they hit Tab, and they go, there, I have a hanging indent. The problem is that they're not applying that formatting to the whole document. They are specifically telling the computer that before that M in the word may, they want an enter. And before that P in the word print, they want an enter. And if you move to any other word processing program, that word processing program, whether it's Microsoft Word or just Google Docs on some other web browser on some other machine, it is going to interpret that there's definitely an enter before may and before print. And if there's just the least little bit of difference between those web browsers or word processing applications, there's going to be a strange drop space, weird looking thing. And they're going to freak out and show you their screen and say, look, on mine it's right. And you're going to say, but on mine it's wrong. And it's stalemate. The solution, of course, is not to do it this way. So to undo this, and sometimes you have to help the students undo it, put your cursor wherever you're trying to undo that weirdness, and hit delete or hit backspace. The first backspace that you hit is just going to get rid of the tab. So now the tab is gone. But remember, the enter is still there. So hit backspace or delete again. Now the enter is gone. Now what I do is just keep hitting backspace until that word is straight up against the word before it. So I'm going to hit delete one more time, and you'll notice now that 1964 and print are right next to each other. So now just hit space. Same thing with may. I hit backspace to get rid of the indent. I hit backspace to get rid of the enter. I hit backspace one more time, and now 16 and may are right up against each other. I hit space to properly separate them. Now I know that I have no strange enters anywhere on the page. The next step is to highlight all of the text that is right now left justified, and then to use the ruler bar. You'll notice that you have a ruler. Grab that ruler bar by the bottom triangle and drag it to a 1/2 inch and let go. Next, grab that ruler bar by the top rectangle and drag the top rectangle back out to the edge. And lo and behold, a hanging indent has been created. Now the beauty of this is that no matter what, if you move to another web browser or Word application, the computer is going to correctly interpret a hanging indent and not a whole bunch of enters and tabs that don't make sense when we move them to another application. Okay, The same thing works for block quotes. I tell the kids to type their block quote completely left justified, and after the entire thing is typed in, highlight that and drag it by that bottom triangle into 1 inch. It's a much, much better way to format a paper. So if you have any questions, please ask me. Google Docs is perfectly capable of handling MLA style. We just have to teach the students the proper way to do it. Talk to you soon.